It was the special delivery that abortion rights advocates had been waiting for. Early Wednesday morning, boxes and boxes of petitions arrived at the state capitol on their way to the Secretary of State's office. Today was the deadline for signatures to be submitted to get the Arizona Abortion Access Act on this November's ballot.
I have no doubt that voters will overwhelmingly pass the Arizona Abortion Access Act in November, and Arizonans will finally be able to trust that our reproductive freedoms are restored and protected in our state constitution.
Healthcare rising! Healthcare rising!
Hundreds of supporters were on hand to cheer on the effort that's been 2 years in the making. A group called Arizona for Abortion Access has been fighting to guarantee abortion rights in Arizona ever since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. If the initiative passes, abortions in Arizona would be legal up to fetal viability, which is around 24 weeks. Right now, Arizona law currently prohibits abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy, with an exception for medical emergencies late in the term.
Opponents of abortion have peddled many falsehoods. They have tried to make people believe that abortion is unsafe and that women are harmed. This is absolutely untrue. Abortion is safe.
Roughly 384,000 valid signatures are required to qualify for the ballot, but the campaign wanted some cushion and turned in more than twice that many. Shortly after the abortion rights rally, opponents of the ballot measure held a news conference of its own. The It Goes Too Far campaign claims the Arizona for Abortion Access Act will be bad for the state.
They know Arizona voters wouldn't support this amendment if they knew how far it goes. We as voters deserve to know the facts. We deserve the opportunity to make up our minds based on the truth, especially for a constitutional amendment that will be almost impossible to change.
Now, activists in 2 other states, Nebraska and Arkansas, are also planning to submit signatures this week for ballot measures on abortion. If successful, those states and Arizona will join 5 others where the issue is set to go before voters this year: Colorado, Florida, Maryland, Nevada, and South Dakota. In the newsroom, Jason Berry for Arizona's Family.